If you came to me and said, I want to build my first 100,000, how long should I realistically give myself? I'd start with the math. Let's use 2 years. That gives us 24 months, and 100,000 divided by 24 works out to roughly 4,200 per month. Now, I know for most people, saving 4,200 every month from their regular paycheck is going to be very difficult, if not impossible. So instead of asking, how do I save 4,200 a month, I'd ask, how do I build roughly $4,200 of wealth every month from several different sources? Some of it can come from your regular savings, some from a side hustle. Your annual bonus can help, and so can your tax refund. And once the money starts getting invested, compounding will help us too. That is the 2-year plan in today's video. But I would not start that 2-year clock as if I was sitting at zero today. First, I'd figure out my actual monthly cash flow. Take your after-tax income and subtract what you generally need to live. Housing, groceries, transportation, insurance, debt payments, and your normal expenses. Whatever is left is your current monthly surplus. Then, I'd clean up any obvious waste and deal with expensive consumer debt. If you're paying 20% interest on a credit card, paying that down is going to take priority over trying to earn any type of investment returns. After that, I'd focus on increasing my earning power. If you're starting with very little capital, your biggest financial asset is probably not your bank account. It is your ability to earn even more. So I'd ask myself, what skill do I already have, or what could I realistically learn that somebody would be willing to pay me for? Maybe it's tutoring a subject you're good at, bookkeeping, video editing, photography, designing a website, or any other type of freelance work. Or maybe it's a qualification that helps you earn more in your main career. And this is where I'd be comfortable spending some money on myself as long as there's a clear connection between that spending and my ability to make more money in the long term. Maybe you need a new course, software, upgrade a laptop, or buy some basic freelance equipment. Because early on, the economics can be very powerful. If 2,000 was invested at 10%, it grows 200. But if spending 500 on the right skill or equipment eventually allows you to generate another $1,000 every month, that could actually change your financial trajectory much faster. At the same time, I'd build my emergency fund. My target is $10,000 in cash. That money is there so that if something unexpected happens, I don't immediately end up borrowing expensive money or selling my investments. So before our 2-year clock starts, I want 2 things in place. I want $10,000 in emergency savings, and I want the side hustle developed to the point, for our example, where it's generating about $1,000 per month. How long it takes you to get there is going to depend on where you're starting, but once those 2 pieces are in place, now we want to start the 24-month clock. From this point onwards, new savings start getting invested. Let's assume you can save $2,500 per month from your regular income. Your new side hustle has finally started bringing you in another $1,000 per month. That already gives us $3,500 per month to invest. And I want you to remember, our original hurdle was roughly $4,200 per month. We've already found $3,500 of it. Over 24 months, those monthly contributions give us $84,000. So now we need another $16,000. Let's say your job pays you $5,000 after tax bonuses each year. For these 2 years, I would invest it. 2 bonuses give us another $10,000. We're at $94,000. We only need another $6,000. Now, we need to talk about where all these monthly contributions are actually going. When I say we're investing $3,500 every month, I would first use the registered accounts available to me because I want to take advantage of the tax benefits. If my employer offers an RRSP match, I'd definitely take advantage of that first. After that, if I'm eligible for an FHSA, I'd aim to contribute up to $8,000 per year there. Then, I'd use my RRSP based on the available contribution room and whether the deduction makes sense for my tax situation at my current income level. After that, I'd use my TFSA. And only once I've used the registered contribution rooms does it make sense for me to make additional contributions into a non-registered account. So the $3,500 is still being invested every month. We're just being intentional about where it lands first. Now this also gives us the final part of our $100,000 calculation. Contributions to accounts like the FHSA and RRSP can create tax deductions. Let's assume, for example, those deductions contribute to us receiving roughly $3,000 in tax refund each year. We need to reinvest that refund too. 2 $3,000 refunds gives us $6,000, and now our math is complete. We had $84,000 from monthly savings and side hustle income, another $10,000 from our annual after-tax bonuses, and another 6,000 from tax refunds because we contributed in registered accounts. That gives us our grand total of $100,000 of new contributions over 24 months. And remember, our original $10,000 emergency fund is still sitting separately. But we are not waiting for 2 years to invest this money. The $3,500 is being invested every month as we earn it. Bonuses are invested when they arrive, and tax refunds are reinvested as soon as they arrive. So the money contributed earlier in the process gets more time to grow. For our model, I'm going to assume a 10% annual return as a rough proxy based on the S&P 500's long-term historical average. That means the portfolio could finish the 2-year period above the $100,000 we actually contributed, because some of that money is now experiencing the 8th wonder of the world, compounding. And that's exactly what we want. We're not relying on one magical investment to get us there. We're building enough income and savings capacities to contribute the $100,000 ourselves, while giving that money a chance to grow along the way. There's one other thing I'd watch and be careful for during these 2 years: lifestyle inflation. If your income goes up by $1,000 a month and your spending also goes up by $1,000 a month, your ability to build wealth has not really changed. So I try to create a gap between how quickly my income grows and how quickly my lifestyle grows. If the side hustle grows from $1,000 to $1,500 per month, that extra $500 represents another $12,000 over 2 years before we even include any investment growth. That's a much bigger lever than obsessing over tiny expenses. And once a month, I want you to check progress. I want you to look at how much you've contributed, how much the side hustle has generated, and how far from the $100,000 target you are. And ask yourself this: what is the biggest lever I can improve the following month? Maybe that means one more freelance client. Maybe a raise allowing me to increase my monthly contribution. Maybe there is one meaningful expense that I can still reduce further. And that is really the whole strategy. Before the 2-year clock begins, get the financial foundation in place, deal with expensive debt, invest in your earning ability, build a side hustle, and save $10,000 in emergency fund. Then start the 2-year clock. From there, our example has $2,500 a month from regular savings and $1,000 a month from that side hustle being invested every single month. We're using registered accounts first where appropriate. Once the available registered room is used, keep investing through non-registered accounts. That is a good problem to have. Invest all your bonuses, reinvest your tax refunds, and try to stop increases in income from automatically becoming increased spending due to lifestyle inflation. And that is how I would approach the first $100,000 if I were starting again today. Not by finding one magical investment, but by building a system that consistently produces investable cash. And the reason the first $100,000 matters so much is that early on, you yourself are doing most of the work. You are earning the money and having to make the contributions. But as this portfolio becomes larger and larger, compounding starts to matter more. Use the same 10% proxy. $10,000 of invested capital represents about $1,000 of annual growth. At $100,000, that becomes $10,000. At $500,000, it becomes $50,000. Your first $100,000 is built mostly by you. Your second $100,000 starts getting more help from the money you've already put in place. So if you're starting from scratch, don't worry about solving the entire $100,000 today. Just build a foundation first. Get your emergency fund in place. Get the side hustle producing extra income. And once those pieces are together, start the 2-year clock and invest consistently. That's the process. Trust it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel for more such investing, tax, and personal finance related education. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay sharp and keep investing. Yudhvir Gabli, CPA CFA, signing off.